this week.
But look at that right there. Last year, we were fortunate enough to have the founder of Retrieving Freedom invite us to come down for a very special duck hunt in Lone Oak, Arkansas at Double D Lodge. Right into the decoys, boys. Right there. Last year, we were fortunate enough to have Migration Nation member and the founder of Retrieving Freedom, Charles Dwyer, call us up and invite us to come down for a very special duck hunt with a very special Migration Nation member in Lone Oak, Arkansas at Double D Lodge. Through his love of retrievers and his love for humanity, a couple of years ago, he made the life-changing decision to found an organization along with fellow Migration Nation member Scott Dewey called Retrieving Freedom.
Everything that I had done previously as a competitive amateur dog trainer had funneled me to this point in my life, which was to start building these dogs for a bigger purpose.
You can train a dog that can actually do something for someone and give you a feeling greater than winning an open. After 10 years of doing that and combining that with guys like Jonathan, who we duck hunted with this weekend, and it was a no-brainer for me. I just couldn't pass it up and couldn't say, no, this isn't what was meant to be, because it was.
Through this organization, Charles and Scott are training Labrador Retrievers to be companion and service animals for these disabled veterans.
In the back of my mind, I always knew that these dogs were more capable than just retrieving ducks, which is a good thing. I mean, as a duck hunter, we really want dogs to pick up our ducks because it saves us a lot of time and energy and effort. However, being involved with veterans and seeing some of these guys come home after the Iraq and Afghan wars, these dogs can be life-changing. They can help these guys get through the day, get them back out into society. These are our wounded heroes. These are guys that fight for the freedoms that as individuals we tend to take for granted.
We couldn't turn down Charles's invitation for this hunt, so right after stuffing ourselves with Thanksgiving dinner, we loaded up the crew and we headed out for Lone Oak to meet Jonathan Carnes.
I met Charles, Dwyer, and Scott Dewey through my father when I was looking into service dogs. We were talking about having multiple dogs because I wanted a dog that can hunt with me, but I was also needing a dog that was being able to be a service dog. So my dad found them and they started talking. I went out to Arkansas in August 24th of this year, and we started talking more about it, the possibilities and things like that. I started seeing the dogs and all of these great things that they can do. At the same time, they can hunt.
It was pretty obvious to me and Blake and Jonathan early on that this was going to be a pretty successful day.
Everyone that joins the Migration Nation with either a free membership or double banded membership is eligible to win free weekly prizes. This week's member prize goes to Dennis Carruthers from Urbandale, Iowa. And the double banded member prize goes to Josh Thomas from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Weekly prize drawings are just one of the benefits of joining the Migration Nation at migrationnation.com.
Danny Poole, the owner of Double D Lodge, along with his lead guide, Blake Harrison, intensely manage the property to maximize their duck hunting opportunities. They primarily hunt only on the weekends. Also, they make sure that there's abundant food and resources to keep ducks attracted to it. And through this combination of managing their moist soil areas, providing abundant food, and taking the hunting pressure off of it, they are able to consistently kill ducks weekend in and weekend out. Now these are the newest Drake waders. These are the LSTs for 2013. And one of the great things about them is the new knee. As you can see, it's kind of gusseted here at the knee. So they've got a lot more give than what they've had in the past. And also, as you can see, the seams are all sealed. So with the rubberized seam, there's no way water's getting in there. And this morning, we're gonna take them out and give them the test. Each year, Danny opens up the lodge and gives up a weekend, in this case, probably one of the most sought after weekends of the year, the one right after Thanksgiving, to allow someone who's a little less fortunate to come in and have a great duck hunt.
I was in Afghanistan for my second deployment. We were on patrol and we found an IED, and we were walking EOD back from them taking care of that IED that we found. As soon as we said goodbye to everybody, we started walking back to the rest of the patrol, and that's when I stepped on my 10-pound IED. It was a pressure plate, and it was immediate below the knee amputation on my right leg, and it was a tib-fib compound fracture on my left leg with extensive damage internally and externally, with some bone frag to my right forearm and a TBI, traumatic brain injury.
Despite his disability, he is overcoming the adversity that comes along with that. He's continued to duck hunt, and we got the pleasure of accompanying Jonathan for 2 days in a pit there at Double D. One of the great things about Double D here is that Danny rests his fields all week long. They hunt 2 days and they let him rest for 5. And you know, you can really see the result of that here, because we've got hunters already out in the pit in the middle of the field. We got the light on in the camera, and still we have literally thousands of ducks buzzing in and out of this field. Jonathan, look at that right there.
It's pretty incredible, man.
When we went out that morning in the early morning light, you could literally see hundreds and sometimes even thousands of ducks silhouetted against the sky. And it was pretty obvious to me and Blake and Jonathan early on that this was going to be a pretty successful day. This your first duck hunt?
Yeah, this is my first duck hunt since I've been wounded.
Cool. Well, this morning we're going to give you the privilege of taking the first shot. So looks like Danny and Blake are both back in the pit. Everybody load up. All right!
Good job, Jonathan.
Good job.
Thank you. Got him.
Good job. That's the way to start it off right there. Get these gadwalls, guys. Kill them. All right, got both of them. Boom, boom. Right. We got both of them. It's teal coming through. Got him. It's a green, it's green, it's green. It's green. He turns back across. Got him. Right. Right. We got big fat green head right there. Yeah, hey, he did it right too. Yeah, that's a big retrieve right there, isn't it? Beautiful. Now we're talking. We're making some TV now, guys. All right. There we go. Right. Get him up. Hop, get up there. And down. Good shot. Whoever made that last, that was a shot right there.
You're the one that got that one?
That was a very good sport. You got to shoot 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. Fix and get out of there.
It's a whole new me to reach out and touch something.
Come on.
This is a very different. Another duck down. They just keep on coming into this hole. Right. Jonathan, did you like that?
That was a pretty good one.
Get him, Josh.
All right.
That was awesome.
Right. We had a great variety of ducks on that first morning. Of course, there were the green-winged teal that you expected early season in Arkansas, but we also had plenty of gadwall, greenheads, and even a few pintail sprinkled in there as well. Got it. Nice. Mark. Mark. Good. Right. Good shooting, guys. All right. Now, Jonathan Carnes isn't just a member of the Migration Nation. He's also a young man that very proudly served his country.
The reason I joined the Marine Corps was personal test. Everyone always talked about their fortitude and the camaraderie and how if you really want to make a difference in your personal life, you know, the Marines are going to give you that challenge. And I thought that would be the great personal test to see if I had what it takes to be a Marine and to go through combat and make it home.
Frequently coming home from battle, you have these veterans that just pretty much withdraw within themselves. These dogs allow them to reconnect with community. We see in these animals that retrieving freedom is turning out, how they are able to radically alter veterans like Jonathan's lives, making a positive impact and allowing them to return as a productive part of society.
Service dogs and what they can do for our disabled veterans is so big it's almost hard to understand. There's 4 stages that they go through in rehabilitation to get back to as close to normal as you can get, okay? Denial that this didn't happen to me. I'm not missing my legs, I'm a Marine. That stage goes by pretty quickly and depression can set in. Then it's, oh my gosh, I did lose both of my legs. What am I gonna do? I can't do some of the things I did before. Then we go to the 3rd stage, and that's sustaining, okay? And living a life just to sustain is not what we want to do. It's not what we want for them. And they can't take them past that stage at the hospital. What gets you out duck hunting if you're a dog owner? You probably wanna watch that dog retrieve a duck. What gets you out to train that dog when it's snowing or it's raining? You love that dog. You thrive to go out there and train that dog tomorrow because you see what it does and it makes you happy and it makes you feel good. That's where the service dog comes in. That's where we take them from sustaining to the next step, the final step of recovery, and that's thriving. And when you start thriving again, you're living again. And that's what the service dogs do for them.
I think Retrieving Freedom has the potential of going out and helping so many others, people that are more seriously wounded than me, people that have a lot more mental, emotional scarring. And that dog, that product that that organization has can help them in so many different ways. PTSD is a huge problem, it really is. Going to places I've never been, being around people I've never met, and just getting that feeling of always being on edge. You just want to leave, you just can't do it. You can't do that for the rest of your life. Now there's a dog that is there with you that says, hey, I'm here too, we're going to do this together.
The other area that we concentrate a lot in is for families that have autistic children. These dogs allow parents to go out that haven't been out to a grocery store with their child maybe ever. What Retrieving Freedom, Scott and I have to do is produce a dog that's going to be life-changing. We need to spend as much time as possible training these dogs to do what they need to do to help people, and we need your help.
We're born in one of the greatest countries on earth. And we're blessed to have one of the mightiest fighting forces on the planet. And if it wasn't for our military and their warrior spirit, we wouldn't enjoy many of the freedoms and liberties that we enjoy today, like the duck hunts that we go on and all the things that we like to do that these guys have provided for us.
We're a 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization, meaning that we can accept donations, contributions.
We need funds to produce service dogs for our disabled veterans, for our kids with autism, because without the funds, we can't do it.
If you'd like to help Charles and Scott reach out and really positively affect the lives of others, and particularly people who have put their life on the line for our country, please feel free to contact them and make your donation to Retrieving Freedom. On that first morning, we had a pretty steady stream of birds, and that made it easy for us to take turns. And after pretty much all the adults had limited out, Jonathan suggested that we bring a couple of the kids that had waited back at the lodge out and let them have their turn. So we were able to extend the hunt, bring out Scott's son and one of his buddies, and let them take down a couple of ducks too. Blake just went back to the lodge and picked up Ryan, Scott's 11-year-old son, and Jim's 10-year-old boy, Kel. We're not going to pass on anything now that the boys can get on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. We got two from the left, two from the left, two from the left. All right, guys, you got one. Good job, boys. Good job. Ryder. Which one of you boys killed that duck? All right, Ryan. You had Wall right in the decoys. Get him, boys. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Go right there. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Shoot him again. All right. Yeah! Hot dog! Hey, Ryan! Hey, Ryan! You diesel smoked him. That was awesome. Ryan! All right, guys. Hey.
Making us look bad, JP.
Oh, let me tell you, man, that was nice. Yeah. Here, buddy. Here, Ryder. Ryder, come here. Leave it. Leave it. All right. Tell you what, that was beautiful right there. And we really haven't had a greenhead come straight into the decoys all day long, but when we get the kids out here, perfect time. And man, those were two. I mean, first we had Ryan that just smoked that gadwall here, and then Kel nails the greenhead out there. Good shooting. All right, Ryder, kennel. Kennel up, buddy. Shoot it, boys. Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. Got him. All right. Good shot. Coming in, falling in, greenhead. Bring it in. All right, he's down. Boom. Both of them are down. Ryder. Come here, buddy, here. A steady stream of birds provided us with constant shooting opportunities, and it pretty much seemed like the action was nonstop from legal shooting time all the way till late morning when the kids came into the pit and we finished out all of our limits. Right into the decoys, boys. Ryder!
My biggest goal right now is giving back to the guys that I've served with, the guys that have been wounded, live my life to the fullest for the friends that I've lost and to the friends that have been hurt to the point where they couldn't be able to do this. But through Retrieving Freedom, Migration Nation, and all the people that have given me this opportunity, live my life to the fullest and do it the right way, and never have to wake up next morning and say, damn, I really wish that I did this instead.
All right, here's a gadwall. Bam, mark, Ryder. Overall, it was an outstanding morning. Ryder got a lot of experience there in that field and got to make some pretty awesome retrieves. We got to let Jonathan, our guest of honor, take several ducks, and we also got to see the kids come out and enjoy in fun. The hunting was great this week with Double D and the guys of Retrieving Freedom. As a matter of fact, we did so well that we decided we couldn't contain it all in one episode. So stick with us again next week as once again we return to Double D. We take another look at the way they're managing it. We meet Trey, the Retrieving Freedom service dog, and most important of all, we get to spend a little bit more time in the blind with Jonathan Carnes, a very special member of the Migration Nation.
Want to join the Migration Nation? Go to drakesmigration.com to find out how.